Ugh, I love cover letter girl. I really am a cover letter girl. I'm gonna do an overview of like what makes an effective cover letter, and then I'll give a little cheat secret that I like to use. I'm Story Baquet, and you're back with the Future Ready channel. Resumes and cover letters are the first step in communicating who you are to the employer, as well as what you can offer the company. This episode is going to help you stand out by communicating your biggest strengths in the most effective way. In the previous episode, we talked a little bit about your skills, your experience, had you write down all of those things so that you are prepared to go ahead and throw it all together in a resume today. Let's talk a little bit about the journey that your resume goes through before it even gets to the hiring manager. So you're going to spend a bunch of time putting together a phenomenal resume, explaining all of your experience, and then it may just go to an AI system. That AI system weeds out your resume, looking at the language that you use and seeing how it ties to the job description. This happens, and multiple people will see this resume before it even gets in front of that hiring manager that you're hoping will see it ultimately. So I just want you to know, your resume is gonna go on a journey, and I'm gonna sit here today and teach you how to ensure that that journey is worthwhile and that you're gonna catch their attention. Now, resumes are not usually one size fits all. Before you even apply for a job, you want to take the time to go in, find out the organization or the business's mission, their values, find how you align, where are you a good fit, do you guys think the same? As well as taking the opportunity to do some research about the role. What does the role require? Do you have what it takes? Once you've taken the time to figure out if you are a good fit for the role, you have to make sure your resume reflects that for the hiring manager as well. So remember, before you dive in, you've got to do your research. We all have our talents, we all have our strengths, we all have our experience, but you want to ensure that you do not overwhelm the reader of your resume. That said, the resume needs to be one page. I want to show you an online resume builder that will help you to format everything in a template. So, once we get here, it asks the question, do you have an existing resume to use as a starting point? If you click yes, you will have to upload a PDF version of your resume, but if you click no, it'll take you to the template. You're able to select your template from a whole page of good ones. I'm gonna go ahead and use this Ivy League template. You can add your LinkedIn page. You can skip this step. It's working on building me a first draft of my new resume. Now, it is blank. However, it is formatted and has all of those pieces that we touched on. You want to ensure that you have your contact information. This means that you want to provide your full name. You want to ensure you have a good phone number, a professional email address. That means first name, last name at Gmail, at Yahoo. QGirl123 is not an appropriate email, neither is athlete567. So ensure that your email address reflects your name so that it's easy for them to reach out for you when they're able. For high school graduates, make sure you put your high school name as well as your graduation year. If you've graduated college, make sure to also put your college name and your college graduation year. If you are still in the process of school, feel free to go ahead and put your start date. You want them to know that you are in progress, and you want that to be clear on your resume. The next thing to include in your resume is that professional experience. This also may include that volunteer experience that we talked about in our last episode. You also want to make sure that you have all of your job duties, the appropriate action verbs listed, as well as every piece that will show your value to the company. It has my summary, my experience, my education, achievements, a place for those skills, those certifications, as well as a place, if needed, for projects of note. If you don't have work experience, this would help. So you need to make sure you can fit all of those relevant things into that one page. You want to keep it simple, nothing too dramatic. Resumes are pretty when they are simplified. let's get into cover letters. I call myself a cover letter girl because I am convinced that a strong cover letter will absolutely get you a job with or without the experience. A cover letter is a virtual way to introduce yourself to a hiring manager or an employer, helping them to see your value, the passion that you may have for a role, as well as the alignment between what you have done and what you are intending to do in the role that they are hiring for. A cover letter is very important because it gives you the opportunity to express yourself professionally, but also to allow that hiring manager to get to know you on a more personal level. Let's talk a little bit about how to format your cover letter. It's important that you interpret or explain the things listed on your resume, not that you repeat them. So you want to go a little bit more in-depth here and explain how your skill set is really relevant to the role that you're applying for. In paragraph 1, you really want to talk about the why. Introduce yourself to the employer and help them understand why you are applying. Why are you applying? Why are you passionate about the role? Why are you the best fit? In that second paragraph, you want to make sure to explain how your skill set and your experience specifically fill the gaps that they are looking for within this role. So you want to demonstrate why you are the best fit. Go ahead and revisit all of those skills that you put on your resume, revisit those things that you listed as your strengths, and ensure that they're reflected in writing in this cover letter because they will likely read the cover letter before they'll even look at your resume. At the end, you want to circle back, revisit the why, revisit why you're a good fit, and finally, you want to conclude your cover letter with thanking them for the opportunity. Allow them to understand that you are excited about being considered and that you hope that they will follow up with you because you've sold yourself so well in this cover letter. While you could write your own cover letter, there are some little cheats that could help you out. If you use ChatGPT, which is one of those AI tools that we talked about in our last video, you could upload a copy of your resume, as well as a copy of the job description, and it will populate one for you. I do want you to know that you will have to go in and make some edits because ChatGPT is still being trained, so it doesn't necessarily sound like you. For a lot of employers, ChatGPT is a very obvious tool, so you want to make sure you alter the language to reflect your own voice. Remember, you are selling yourself, not your ability to go online and make it easy. Word of advice from Cover Letter Girl. Only apply for jobs that you care deeply about and really feel invested in doing. It truly comes across in your cover letter if you are passionate, and that is something that hiring managers can read and are interested in. All right, we spent a lot of time today talking about the important components of a useful resume, as well as how to ensure that your cover letter is tailored to the role that you are trying to get. Take the time today to get those resumes polished up, to write out your cover letters, and prepare yourself for your next interview opportunity. Thank you for joining us on the Future Ready channel. Remember to like and subscribe. Maybe not throw it. There's a bunch of expensive equipment around. I don't know what kind of athlete you are.
I kind of think I am.
I feel like you played softball and soccer as a kid, and you're probably very athletic. Am I right?
None of us do softball and soccer,
But you're not athletic. I was transparently trying to be nice, but you know.